Hey Achroma, Cthulhu Relay Wagnall Fatagan. Happy birthday, H.P. Lovecraft. Welcome to Magic Time, folks.
Welcome to the time of magic. In a land far, far away, Ben Gerganus and Daniel Skinner made an awesome show about Magic the Gathering. And in this universe, there's a dark, evil book with things about Cthulhu.
Yes.
A force we don't fully understand.
Nor will we ever.
But we can try our best, through the knowledge of the aliens, to come to an understanding of this giant tentacled monstrosity.
Or we could just talk about the new Eldrazi.
Who are also giant tentacled monstrosities.
Coincidence?
Or not.
I don't think so.
Battle for Zendikar will destroy the earth, as Cthulhu Eldrazi rises from his Ulamog grave to wreak havoc upon the multiverse.
Crossing too many fandoms.
And don't forget Dean and Sam Winchester. And while you're at it, don't forget Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Game of Thrones is awesome. Star Wars is great.
Okay.
Star Trek? Who doesn't like Spock? Live long and prosper.
Alright.
Did I cover enough fandoms?
I think you got all the fandoms.
I just can't wait to be king.
The spice must flow. Alright, let's get serious. New cards in Zendikar versus Eldrazi. Alright, retreat to I cannot pronounce anything. Retreat to Kazandu. Alright.
They run into Kazandu Refuge.
Well, that's probably how it is in the story, yeah. That makes sense. But okay, let's look here. It's retreat to Kazandu. Costs you green and 2 colorless. There looks like, at least for this thing, they're bringing back landfall. Now, whether or not any of this will carry over into Battle of Zendikar, we don't know. We can only speculate at this point. But it's got landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. You got 2 options. I always like that when they do that. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, or you gain 2 life.
And you'll notice this card is entirely not Dark Ritual. It is entirely not Diabolical Tutor. It is entirely not Demonic Pact, because you do not have the option to lose the game on this card at all. Continue, Ben.
That was a very interesting analysis. But what is your opinion on Retreat to Kazandu?
My opinion is, I like it for story purposes. I don't think it's going to be a very strong enchantment and play much. But then again, I mean, the Zendikar block could entirely warp standard. I could be wrong. But I don't see it holding much right now. I don't feel like there's enough push with the lands. Right now, yes, we have fetches. And yes, we have the pain lands. But I feel like if fetches and shock lands were still in standard, it would make more of a difference than what it does in the current standard meta. That's my expert analysis.
That's your 2 cents. Okay, here's the next thing. It's called Sheer Drop. Cost a white and 2 colorless. It's destroy target tapped creature. Now that's nothing new in Magic, but here's the thing that is new. There's some sort of little ability called Awaken. Here it says Awaken 3, and it costs a colorless, and it cost a white and 5 colorless, and it says if you cast this spell for its Awaken cost, you also put 3 1/1 counters on target land you control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. And well, that's kind of interesting. Once again, I like it when it gives you multiple options where you can destroy target creature, which is something you're gonna have to do, and at some point in Magic. But with this Awaken, it's like you get to wake up, basically make one of your lands into a creature. Now there are benefits, and there's benefits and consequences to that. But I think it's interesting. This is sort of one of those things. Hey, early game you can destroy target creature, but later game you get to destroy a creature, then you get to get an extra creature. Let's see here. Let me. I don't. There may be some errata on this if you cast this spell. Okay, so pretty much you can choose to cast it for a white and 2 colorless, or you cast it for a white and 5 colorless. And if you do that, you get both effects, where you can make a land into a creature, and you get to destroy a tapped creature. That's pretty cool. I don't run white much, but that is something that's neat. But with that, you do run the risk of losing one of your resources, because there's a lot of things that destroy creatures. Not many things that destroy lands. What do you think?
I think I don't run white, so that card holds infinitely 0 possibilities of me ever running it, because I don't run white. I think it would be great. I think it has a little bit of a high cost. I mean, for an instant, you're dropping 6 mana into a potentially instant counter spell, like counter spell, spell crumble, mana drain.
And this thing is a sorcery.
On and on.
And it's a sorcery, so
not even an instant speed.
Yeah.
No split second, no instant speed. Doesn't do it for the D-man.
The D-man?
D-man.
The D-man.
Dan the man.
You're a demon.
From now on in the show, I shall be referred to as D-man or Dan the man. I am creating this as of now. Just like last episode, I should explain this. I was not writing myself out of the show permanently. I just will not be able to make every week appearances like I have been doing. I know I'm on here this week, but I'm trying my best. I just want to explain to you, my fans, my endearing, lovely, lovely fans. I also have a very big announcement that I will be making toward the end of the show, that I think all of you, particularly Magic players who I associate with on a regular basis, will really, really be interested in. You've asked me about it for years. I think it's time to finally break the binder open and show you guys some stuff. That we'll get into that toward the end of the episode.
Let's talk about the real reason why you're not going to be on the show as much. We caught you looking at Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the internet. All right, just confess to that.
Guilty as charged, but actually it was Pokemon.
Okay, let's get on with the show. All right.
The show is me. He's an extra. We hired him off the street 3 months ago. We pay him peanuts.
I'll take peanuts.
And feed him the carcasses of living insects.
Gotta get your protein somewhere.
Proceeding now.
Veteran War Leader. Now, I like this. It's a green, a white, and a colorless. It's Selesnya colors. Love Selesnya. And Veteran War Leaders, power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. And also, he's a human soldier ally, so at least for this dual deck, they're bringing back allies. Now, whether that'll carry over into Battle of Zendikar, we don't know yet. Any of this stuff, this is just what they've shown for the dual deck. We don't know if it's going to carry over into Battle of Zendikar, but we can only hope. But it also has another ability. Tap another untapped ally you control. Veteran War Leader gains your choice of First Strike, Vigilance, or Trample. I like that. That would go great, in a swarm deck, because you basically his power and toughness are going to be the number of creatures you have, and if you've got allies, I can assume that those things stack. So you could potentially give him First Strike, Vigilance, and Trample. So I like that. That's something I'm looking forward to getting. Now, Daniel, you said you don't like white, but can you give us your opinion?
Opinion stays the same. I won't play with it, so it really doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to you?
Not really.
And nothing else matters.
Metallica rocks.
Okay, we're going to get sued just for saying that one lyric now.
Metallica, we love you.
Please don't sue us.
Actually,
we're sorry.
That's a kiss.
All right.
Gene Simmons, you're the man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're getting into some, Eldrazi creatures. We've got
Eldrazi. They be annihilating everything, except not in this set, because not a damn one of them has Annihilator.
All right. Now let's talk about that just for a second. Like, they have not said yay or nay if they're bringing back Annihilator.
So far, not a damn one of them has Annihilator.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
I love Annihilator. Bring back Annihilator, Wizards. Bring it back.
But that doesn't mean there's not going to be Annihilator. They have yet to release... any legendary Eldrazi's, and maybe it's only the legendary Eldrazi's that have Annihilator.
Fair enough. But
the ones they have released, have not had Annihilator. But here's something that is interesting. That I find this very interesting. Okay, you've got Forerunner of the Slaughter. He costs a red and a black. He's an Eldrazi drone. And he has this ability called Devoid, which means this card has no color. And it says it has another ability. You can pay 1, target colorless creature gains haste until the end of turn. I find that weird because it's cost a red and a black, but it has a special ability making it colorless. I guess I kind of understand why they do that, because to make something that's... I guess to make something like this, that's, a 3/2, it costs 3 attack power, 2 defense power, and it can give things haste. That is kind of tough if they just made it cost like 2 colorless mana. But making it cost a red and a black, I guess that's a much fairer, mana cost, and that's sort of what they've done with things like this. But Devoid, I don't know. It's kind of weird. What do you think?
I think it's stupid, Wizards. Stupid. Eldrazi are colorless. I don't know what y'all are trying to accomplish by this, but the point being, in my opinion, is you're ruining some of the most powerful creatures in Magic. I stand behind this, barring what happens with Battle for Zendikar. You might change my opinion, but I feel like it isn't good. You've sort of hindered my excitement for Battle for Zendikar. You've hindered my excitement for the next set. You've already hindered a potential customer in me and many other customers' excitement because we didn't want you to mess up Eldrazi. Come on. Durr, Wizards. Durr, 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 durr. Okay, I'll stop ranting now.
Moving on. Another Eldrazi. It's Dominator Drone. Cost a black and 2 colorless. It also has Devoid. And it also seems to have another special ability called Ingest. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his or her library.
Now that's good.
And when Dominator Drone enters the battlefield, if you control another colorless creature, each opponent loses 2 life.
That's mediocre.
Yes, well, it's kind of interesting, with this, it seems like, with this card, it seems like, this card and other cards, we're going to get into, it seems like Eldrazi are going kind of for the mill. And which is interesting is, originally the legendary Eldrazi's made your decks kind of mill-proof. But these here seem to be like, going, like the new Eldrazi seem to have a mill strategy.
But in the milling, they're exile mill.
Yes,
which
pretty
is
much
important because that doesn't counter the old Eldrazi's mill blocking.
That doesn't counter the old Eldrazi's, ability to stop mill. This is, it's interesting. It's kind of like they're switching it around. But I like it. Now let's move on.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Let's go on to the last one here. It's Oblivion Sower.
Did we not already talk about this card in a previous?
Yes, but we're going to talk about it again.
Okay.
Oblivion Sower costs 6 colorless mana, and it's an Eldrazi, not a drone. This is a straight up Eldrazi. 5, power, 8 toughness. And when you cast Oblivion Sower, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of his or her library. Then you may put any number of land cards that player owns from exile onto the battlefield under your control. Which, that's any... You pretty much from their exile pile, when you cast this, you can take all their lands. So I guess if you exiled something with like Dominator Drone or one of the other exile spells, this could potentially get you lots of extra mana. And I think that's very cool. But this is a mythic rare, and it's costs 6 mana, and it does a whole lot. This is probably going to become a staple card in my opinion, but whatever that's worth. But I really like it. So no, to me, this right here makes the whole dual deck worth it.
Yes.
But what's your opinion?
My opinion is it's better than the other Eldrazi. In my opinion, I really feel like it still isn't as powerful as the old Eldrazi. I'm not in tune to the new Eldrazi. It's better. It's not a bad card. Fundamentally, it's not bad. And in some instances, it may be OP. But my opinion doesn't change. I still don't think it's as powerful as it could be.
But,
that's my
now,
thoughts.
I wonder, that thing, on everybody's mind is, they've re-released, the legendary Eldrazi, once in, a standard set. And I think they've done it twice in Modern Masters.
Modern Masters 2.
Yeah, so they've done it. They've re-released them twice.
Don't hold me to that, but I think they did them in the original Modern Masters. Maybe not. He might not.
I don't know. We'll probably put some sort of errata up on the screen
But
while we're talking about this.
We pulled an Emrakul episode 1. So we've already got our Emrakul.
Yeah, we got our Emrakul. So.
It's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn, folks.
But now I have...
But before we get that, my just thing is they've yet to release any legendary Eldrazi. I mean, are they going to release the same legendary Eldrazi? Are they going to be new creatures altogether? Are they going to be the same Eldrazi characters but in new card forms? A while back, they did talk about a contest where you could have made an Emrakul Planeswalker card and send it in. I never, I missed that contest because I really wanted to make it, but I don't know. Were they fishing for ideas with that? Maybe not. Who knows? But I'm really excited. But I'm gonna turn it over to Daniel now.
Okay, I have a really big announcement. If you will focus back on Ben, I'm going to my room to get a binder. Hold on momentarily. Ben, entertain.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this binder the binder?
This is more or less a point that I needed to make. A lot of people at Quality, I don't want to just be specific, but a lot of mutual Magic friends have been questioning my actual obtainment of rare lands. I have with me this binder. Not on this episode, because you guys are so difficult. Not on this episode will I be showing you these cards. I will show you what's inside this binder. Inside this binder is a bunch of not rare lands, as I'm sure you all would have hoped, but a bunch of just random good cards or mediocre cards. Now, the reason I've done this is because next week I will be making a very big announcement concerning the actual date. Ben already knows this, of when I will be able to actually show y'all the cards. We will announce that on our next episode. Until then, enjoy this big old binder of not such great things, because you guys,
hey, that's an animate dead. That's pretty good.
Don't deserve to see the rare lands yet because y'all are buttholes. That's all, folks.
His opinions aren't necessarily those of Magic Time, or its subsidiaries, or Wizards of the Coast, or mine.
And by the way, guys, if you don't think I do a good job on this show, then make your own.
Yeah, that is one thing. If we're looking like fools here, make fools of us. Show us what y'all can do. Hey, that's just it.
And now all you guys got all excited, thinking, "Oh, there's the rare lands." Well, not today, suckers.
I was excited too, and I feel a little bit bad.
Not today, Ben.
Not today. All right. It's time for me to activate my cloaking device. See y'all next week.
Bye, guys. And not with children,
not like Jared.
Not like Jared.
We're gonna feed Jared.
Don't give your foot long to the wrong people. That's the lesson to be learned there.
We're gonna feed Jared to the Eldrazi.